What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, and today I'm going to show you. I'm just going to share some knowledge on the most important aspects of in-game Elyon, in reference to dailies. So dailies are important so that you're making consistent progress because once you hit closer to 500 gear score, it becomes extremely RNG orientated as to whether you can make gains to push past 500. With knowledge, it is relatively easy to get close to 500 in the 480 to 500 range. But like I said, after that range, it becomes extremely RNG. Not saying that it's RNG, like that it's not RNG beforehand. It's just the fact that your gains at that item level are going to require a bit more risk, and this risk can go very badly. So, in order to minimize this risk, you want to maximize your amount of efficiency. And in order to be efficient in Elyon, like I said, you're gonna have to do a lot of daily content. That being said, there is a very various diverse selections of this daily content. So you're not really bottlenecked to doing just one thing. There are various ways to go about it, but I'm just going to show you some of the ways that I've found and that I see that are going to be best. And you can just let me know in the comment section below whether or not you think these methods are good for you or if you have better methods. You can go ahead and hit that subscribe button if I help you out. That would be greatly appreciated. We are about to hit 4K subs, so it's pretty lit, boys. But let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright, so I'm gonna hide my webcam as well. Okay, so the first thing that you want to be doing daily is once you hit 45, you want to be doing the 45 Beast Slayer. And one thing that you can do is you can look at the enemy elimination rate. If it's anything above 250, you're fine to do it. I like doing this one because it gives me mana EXP, and mana EXP at this level is kind of the most vital. The armor shards and stuff, they're not bad. But if you do any of the other ones, uh, the chances to get these uh like these essential in-game rewards kind of diminish. And this is Luminous Battle that I'm speaking of. So you have to do this from your home, right? And each floor gives different items, right? But because of the secondary rewards for these top three, even though it gives mana XP and regular EXP, it's because of the amount of rewards. Like for this first one, you're not gonna get much of the mana XP or regular XP. You're not gonna get much of the armor and stones. You're gonna end up getting a lot of these like crafting materials. If you're a crafter, maybe that's good for you. But even then, it's like I think the best thing to be getting out of here for end game is still these equipment stones. I mean, even just a chance to get that overnight, I think it's more worth it than certain things because these are about 60K each. So it's kind of expensive as to compare to mats that you can literally get anywhere. And then the blues, they're only like 30K each, to be honest. 20K really. I mean, you can buy these blues really cheaply. You can even get them free with Pioneer tokens. So me personally, like I said, the elimination rate, it's pretty much the same for every dungeon. So the fact that I'm at 517 item level, it's allowing me to farm the level 45 Luminous Battle with good efficiency. So outside of Luminous Battle in your home, what you're going to want to be doing is planting. You see, I'm at housing facility 7, stage 3 of my house. I could upgrade my crops. I haven't just because I've been saving my housing tokens because I haven't like fully been focusing on my house. But when I do gather these materials, what I typically can do is I can craft all of the metal rods and plywood and to the point where, and also the gargoyle essence, um and I can craft all of that until I get the materials to make breakthroughs. And this is to level my crafting. And then once I get to the level to make purple breakthroughs, hopefully, and this is expert level, I'm not too far off because I'm at a depth. And then, as you see, I'm at a depth 4. There's only 3 more levels before I can start doing expert grade 5, which at expert level, like I said, I can start crafting purples. I'm not too far off, but I'm also not actively doing this. If I was actively crafting, I'd make a lot more gains. But even with the materials that I make there, what I can do is go over to the delivery list, and the green materials that I get, I can trade them in for both gold and housing tokens. And these gold and housing tokens, well, obviously we know what gold is used for, but the housing tokens can be used for refined armor enhancement stones as well as refined weapon stones. And these are pretty good to have. If you didn't want to use your housing tokens there, what you can do is use your housing tokens, like I said, to actually upgrade your overall house. Another thing is, as you get these drops open world, you want to place them in your house. The level 3s and level 2s, you can place you can only place one type at the altar. You just gotta remember that. And there's a lot of different types of blessings. So just keep that in mind. Certain ones stack, certain ones don't. I haven't figured out all the drop rates on those, but these will help you for arenas, and they will also help you for like open world PvX grinding, especially the accuracy ones. Alright, so outside of the home, I'm gonna port to Sea of Ruins. That way I can get back to in-game farming. But I'm gonna show you a few more things once I get outside of my house. The next things that I'm really going to be speaking about are like relative to dungeons, transcendence, your laurels, etc. So we're really going to start with open world grind, because what I consider in game is 45 plus, nearing or above 500 gear score. Like I said, it becomes pretty difficult to make gains at this point. So I'm aiming this guide towards people that are nearing that point or at that point, okay? So, daily. You press escape and you can see all of your daily content. Transcendent dungeons, laurel wreaths, dungeon rewards, quest letters, weekly portal, and daily portal. There are distinct differences between each of these sections. And the weekly is, even though it's a weekly, you can do these daily, so I still consider these daily. But we're gonna start with the Transcendent Dungeons. So Transcendent Dungeons can be bought with laurels. The Transcendent entries can be bought with laurels, and pretty much you only want to do Hall of Challenges once a week. You want to do it on Tuesday before reset at 9 on Wednesday. That way you can get the furthest in here and you're not wasting all of your crystals on multiple entries. As far as these other dungeons, you can only do these once per character. So because of that, you have to basically perform these transcendent dungeons in order to get the rewards. Like I said, once per character, but you have to build the rune in order to complete them. The first two, the Windy and the Aftershock, you can skip those runes. You can do those without the runes. It's going to be a little annoying. But for the third and the fourth, like I said, you're going to need to build a spike and you're going to need to build a poison. And these are a huge runestone powder sink. So in order to get the runestone powder to do these, and then leading up to the advanced, what you want to actually be doing is open world grinding. And I'm going to show you some of the few, like, and this is, again, near 500 gear score. You want to open world grind with laurels, because that's going to warrant you rune powder. Some of the best areas to grind for rune powder is Frozen Field. You will get purple rune stones, and you will also get whites and greens that you can dismantle. The blues and the purples, if you don't need to upgrade plus 10s to legendary, I would sell those on the marketplace for extra gold, and hope for something on the marketplace to go. You can also farm here at the spirits. They drop yellow runestones, but the spawns are a little better in frozen field. And then the same thing. There's one for the Antari side, the spirits here, and then there's the Winter Witch fields. So it's always a section of farm depending upon your faction, right? So outside of that, Grave Robbers Hill is also a really good spawn place to farm with a laurel, in which you will get a lot of whites. You won't get the base runestone drops, but you will get a lot of whites, in which can be dismantled for rune powder, whites and greens as well. Outside of that place, another two areas is the undead area. This will give you the actual transcendent runestone powder, as well as a bunch of whites and greens that can be dismantled. And then the next place that I usually farm is the dragon hatchery. This other one is Slayer only. I don't think any other class can farm in these two areas, the Red Lion and the Azurewolf Plains. But this is another conflict zone. The only thing is that it completely saps your mana. Meaning, mana classes can't really farm here. So I can't bring my Warlord here. Most other classes won't be able to farm here. Another thing, while I'm in the map, world quests. Always reserve for world quests, because the rewards here, it will give you enhancement stones, and then it will also give you blue breakthroughs and pioneer tokens. You get an okay amount of EXP for the platinum achievement, and I mean, you get a little bit of gold. So you want to be doing these, or reserving yourself for these as much as possible. Alright, so we've covered Transcendent Dungeons and how to get the runestone powder to get them. How you get the actual Transcendent runes is in dimensional portals. You can go to Odin's, and the merchants in Odin's will allow you to buy these tolerance runes, which will allow you into, like, you need to build, you basically need 4 poison in order to get to a tier 3, and you need 4 spike in order to get to a tier 3. So you need 4 of each of these in order to complete your last 2 Transcendent Dungeons. In Odin's, you can also get mana EXP and purples and legendary runes if you're going for those legendary runes. That I will not go for now, because it's a huge another runestone powder sink. It's going to be very very late game for me personally, even though they are really good. So you're 45, right? So after you've done all your Transcendent Dungeons and you've gotten your legendary chest from the 44 Transcendent Dungeon, another thing that you can be doing for your daily portals is either pushing the 46 in Black Mecha, or farming Sandstorm in hopes for legendary accessories, or even epic accessories. But you're also passively farming for weapon enhancement and armor reset scrolls. So it's between these 3, to be honest. As far as like I said, after 45. And then for your weekly, what you're gonna do is you do a couple minutes of exiles out of your weeklies a day. The times are here in which they open. You only do it for the gold bags. After you get the gold bags and potentially like the dungeon tokens, you GTFO, you go to Wraith Monastery in order to farm unstable enhancement stone keys, or hopefully reset scrolls again. Or you're doing Abandoned Underground on the days that Abandoned Underground spawns, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Or it opens twice. Saturday, I'm sorry, it doesn't open Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. I don't know why it's like that. But anyway, and then you could even do Dragon Garden if you're really pushing your mana EXP. But only for mana EXP. These other 2 are like more of a daily thing, and then Abandoned Underground's like depending upon the day. Okay, so we've covered dimensional portals, Transcendent Dungeons, your regular dungeons. Now, you want to do the 5-man every day at stage 2 or 3. Stage 3 if you have enough people that are nearing 500 gear score and you have the DPS. Stage 3 is definitely, it's a DPS check. Mechanics are important, but it is a DPS check. If you don't have the damage, the chances of you completing these higher stages are low. If you're not doing it efficiently, it's better to just get stage 2 done and get out the way. You always want to do the 5-mans over the 1 player, because even though it says it only gives you 1 dungeon conquest badge, that's a glitch. it actually gives you 3, and then it gives you a chance for a 50k gold bag and more chances for breakthroughs, especially in stage 3. I've seen much more breakthroughs in stage 3 compared to stage 2. The solo ones you only want to do as a last resort, literally like last resort. You never want to do those over the 5-man, even if it's a stage 2. Freezing Cave, it's a DPS race. Huge DPS race. Even stage 2 is hard. I haven't even tried stage 3 because even stage 2 is hard. Like, these solo dungeons are harder than the damn party dungeons. It's kind of crazy. Alright, so we've covered weeklies, we've covered dailies, your quest letters. There are 2 ways to spin your quest letters. Either A, you're going to be doing airship dailies for Pioneer tokens, of which Pioneer tokens can be used to purchase Death EXP scrolls, as well as, like I said, blues or safe enhancements. Epic, there's a lot of good stuff in here, man. Even the Old Norse cards for your binding stones and shit. But basically, you can get the airship dailies from the airship quest clerk underneath the elevator at every town. I've already done mine for the day. I'm gonna spend my last 2 on probably some crafting. But Sea of Ruins foothold, Crescent Molar foothold, and then Steel Highlands. These are the 3 towns for Vulpin that you can get the airship dailies from. You get the Crescent Molar, the Sea of Ruins, and then you fly over to Steel Highland, you get all those, and then you start from Steel Highland, go to Crescent, and you end in Sea of Ruins. And it's kind of the vice versa for Antari. You get the 2 footholds, the Submain, and then the red carriage, and where is your next foothold? It's actually Submain. Oh wow, I don't know why they put Antari's foothold so much further away from but you would also do Steel Highlands. I never noticed how far away that was, but anyway. So, well, I'm sorry. It's Colossus Plains. You get your 2 footholds, and then you start at Colossus Plains, and Colossus Plains. You go from Colossus Plains to Sudman, and then you end at your 42 to 43 foothold, red carriage. So that is how that will operate. And like I said, the last thing that I want to show you guys is how to spend your laurels. Blessed laurels are the most important thing out of here. Sandy Foothills is super RNG. You're spending laurels on super RNG to hopefully get an epic out of Sandy Foothills, and it's really low. Memories of the moment are like mandatory. The Transcendence stones, again, I'm stacking those passively, but I would say Blessed Laurel Reefs and Memories are top 2 priority. Transcendent stones are more important when you're ready to the point where you can actually farm those Transcendent dungeons and you have your runes. I broke mine so that I could transfer them over to my Warlord. But that is the priority of laurels. And that is the majority of what I want to show you guys, okay? Attendance and clan attendance is still really important because you get a lot of rewards from that, from your clan missions. These are technically still considered daily. How did I get in battle, dude? Alright. So yeah, your clan missions are still considered daily. So you definitely want to be collecting those. But these kind of get done passively. You just got to scroll through the list here and check and see. And you also always want to buy your daily potions from your clan shop at reset. Whatever your guild master is researching will be available for you. So that is it, you guys. That is everything that I want to show you. Thanks so much for watching. I know it was an information overload. Drop a comment in this in the section below, and hopefully I can try and shed more insight if you don't understand something I told you. Like I said, appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that sub button. Peace and love, you guys.